All right, good morning. I'm trying to get some more story done before y'all lose interest. I know it's been a while and the story been like kind of dragging, so I'm gonna just get into it today. I'm just getting home from dropping the kids off at school. My hair look crazy, but I do my hair after. All right, so I get pregnant and all right, so after I get pregnant, I tell him I'm pregnant and I'm just like, I told him I was pregnant and his reaction was like, first of all, he didn't have no kids, okay? So infatuated with each other at the time. Like, and we were drinking all the time. Like, we just, that's what we did. We hung out, we had drinks. We hung out, we had drinks. And we would do this every weekend, or at least every other weekend. And the other days that we weren't drinking, we were just hanging out with the kids, but we were definitely with each other every day. I got pregnant. I told him I was pregnant, and he was like, what? Oh, I'm not ready for this. Let's take a break. And I'm like, what? I was so hurt. Yo, I was so hurt, man. He's like, I think as soon as I tell him I'm pregnant, like that same day, he's like, I think we should take a break. And I'm like, wow, cool. Like, and this is like the first time I ever like physically felt hurt. Not just like hurt in a sense of like my feelings are hurt, but like my stomach was hurting. I still remember this like it was yesterday. Like my stomach was hurting so bad. Like it felt like grief. It felt like grief. Like my stomach was in knots all day. I was just choking back tears all day. And I was hurt, man. I was really, really hurt. So I'm just like, okay, there's nothing I can do about that. So I just like kind of accepted that. That was like the longest day ever. My God. Because that was like the first day in a long time that we didn't talk. Even though it had only been like, at this point, I think we were together like 7 months or something like that. And I'm like, cool. And like, I remember like that weekend he had like went on a date or something like that with some girl. And, I'm just like, it is what it is, whatever. I guess we're just over with. It was like a few days later and I'm just like, I'm thinking about him so much, but like, I'm the type of person where I'm not going to chase you. If you say you don't want to be with me, it just is what it is. Yeah, I'd be hurt, but I'm not going to try to, oh, baby, please take me back. That's never been me. I just accepted it. Like a couple days later, he calls me and he's just like, I can't do this. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, basically like, I think I want to get back together because I don't know. He was just telling me how he went on a date and it just didn't feel right. And, he panicked when I told him I was pregnant and, he apologized and I was so happy and so relieved because I'm like, it was at the time I really wanted to be with him and I loved him and, I don't know. So we got back together. I'm trying to think, hold on, because I don't. And at this point, I'm still living with my mom, and he's still living, with the teacher. I mean, I'm pregnant at this point, so I stopped drinking. He's not drinking as much either because if I'm not drinking, he wasn't really drinking either. So we're not really drinking at this point. He was drinking, but he wasn't getting like super drunk around me because I couldn't drink. So I remember it was like a time where I'm going through my pregnancy. So I did start like a work at home, like not a job, but I would do like surveys and stuff like that for money. And there was another website I used to make money on. I don't know. I was making money at online. It was saving money for that because I wanted to move out. And I had never lived on my own before, but I really, at the time, we wanted to move in together and get our first apartment together. So we was working towards that. He was working, saving money. I was working from home and saving money. I wasn't really making a whole lot of money, but like I was making something. And at the time, I didn't have, like now I have rental assistance. It makes having a home stable and easy for me. But back then, I did not have none of that. So I just had to save anything I could to try to get an apartment, and we saving up and everything. And I'm like a few months into my pregnancy at this point. We go to the doctor and they do the ultrasound. We want to see if it's a boy or girl. So this is supposed to be another red flag. This is supposed to be something that's like special, a special moment. Like, when I tell you there was so many moments that was supposed to be like a special moment, that it turned into like a not special moment. So we go to the doctor, and they're doing an ultrasound. We're looking, and the ultrasound tech says, "Do you want to see the sex of the baby?" And we're like, "Yes." We're both excited. And then they say, "Oh, you're having a girl." And he's just quiet, and I'm like, "Oh, like, sweet, like another girl." Cause let me see, I had a baby girl at the time also. That was, I guess, 2 at the time. She's like 2. So they said it's a girl. Okay, I'm happy. He's not happy. So after we leave, I dry off, and we're getting ready to leave, and we are in the hallway waiting for our ride. Back then, was there Ubers back then? Back then there was either no such thing as Uber, or Uber wasn't accessible the way it is now. But I think there was no such thing as Uber. So we took something called like Ride Transport, which was like, it was paid for by my insurance. Like, I'll call the ride. It was like an Uber, but like medical transportation. So I'm waiting for medical transportation to come pick us up, to bring us back home, or bring us back to our neighborhood. And he is angry, like cursing, like pacing back and forth. And I'm like, what's like, mind you, I didn't do nothing to him. We weren't having a bad day. We weren't arguing. This anger is coming out of nowhere. And he's just like, why I gotta have a girl? She gonna be a hoe just like you. And I'm just like, what? Like, where is this coming from? It literally came out of nowhere. And I'm like, why would you say something like that? And he's angry at me because it's a girl. And in his mind, I was just some whore because I had 4 kids before him. So that was just that. And I don't know, it just, the way he kind of describes from his point of view why he treated me the way he did. From his point of view, he said he was trying to mold me or make me be a person that fit in his image. And he said I wasn't that. And he was trying to beat that into me. That's how he described it one time. And then he said that's why he stopped hitting me, because he did stop hitting me at one point. When we I'll get to that later. But whatever. So that was just messed up. It was a messed up moment for him to be angry at me. And then, of course, I'm just sad the rest of the day, because I'm like, wow, like a moment that, and honestly, if I asked him about this, because that's the one thing I never did. I never threw back in his face the messed up things he did to me. So I think half the things, like if you ask him today, I don't have contact with him, but if I ask him today, or if he ever sees his videos, I know he's going to come across my videos. He will. And he will be seeing this. I bet he does not even remember half the stuff that he's done to me. I bet he doesn't, because like I said, like I never threw nothing in his face. I never talked about it afterwards. Even though he used to do that to me all the time. He used to do that to me all the time. My ex too. My baby's just waking up, they sleep. But yeah, I'm just like, that's real messed up. A few more weeks go by. We're still, he's being abusive, but he's not like, he not hitting me all the time, but he is hitting me while I'm pregnant, choking me while I'm pregnant when he get mad at me. You know, the abuse is like very mid. And I know that sounds like, what? That's a bad, like, mid. But the abuse was mid compared to how it unfolds down the line. A little choke here, a little shove there, but being a little mean. But for the most part, we were happy. And I know that sounds weird, but because I know some people, we can't like grasp how are you happy when he's being abusive, because it wasn't always like that. It wasn't always him being abusive. We had, when I was pregnant with our first child, it was probably more good times than there were bad times when I was pregnant with our first child, with our daughter. Like, he was funny. He was, you know, and I'm trying to paint this picture. So, because a lot of people, when they're in abusive situations, or they talk about their abuse, they talk about all the bad times, and that leaves viewers or people from the outside looking in to just not be understanding like what attracted you to this person in the first place. And I guess I'm trying to give a glimpse of the positive things we had together as well as the negative, because I don't know, like, he could be angry, but he was also very silly. He was very loving. He was a very he was like a jokester, always joking around. He just had a very like fun type of personality outside the monster that he also could become. It was almost like he had two sides to him. And some days I didn't know which side of him I was going to get. If I was going to get his funny side, his loving side, or if I was going to get, like, he was very affectionate. Like, he loved to be affectionate. He loved to be close, just lay down for hours and hug each other just for hours. What else? So down the line, it's almost time for me to give birth. I'm like 9 months pregnant now. Still living with my mom. We still saving up money, which we're not doing the best job of saving, but we're trying. We get a bank account together. We share like a bank account so we could save money together, because we were sharing money and sharing not save and stuff like that. So we get a joint bank account together, and that's on both of our names. We spent, at this point, he got kicked out of the teacher's house, and he had to go live back with his dad. His dad lives in like 2 towns over, but it's not far. It's like 15 minutes away. This is Jersey, so the towns are pretty close together. And I hang out over there all the time, me and the kids sometime, or sometime my mom will watch the kids, and it'll just be me and him. I'm hanging out over there, and I go into labor there at his dad's house. I'm like, I think I'm in labor, my stomach hurts. He's like, okay. So we go to the hospital, they check me, and then they tell me like, oh, you're not far enough, so we're gonna send you home. I get sent home. Though I'm in labor, I'm just in like a very slow labor. Go to back to my house, and he knows I'm in labor though. He knows I was in labor a total of like 27 hours. So the next day, I don't know, I guess he was drinking to celebrate. Hey, you could drink to celebrate, but don't get drunk. You don't want to be drunk while your child is about to be brought into this world, you know. I go to the hospital, and I'm telling him to meet me there. So he brings his best friend with him. He brings Marcus with him. I mean, at the time, I don't really mind, but I do think it's weird that he brought his best friend with him, and his best friend is kind of sharing this moment that should have been our moment. I do look back and wish I would have spoke up a little bit more. Like, why is your best friend here? This is supposed to be a moment for me and you. But it's me, you, and Marcus. Why is Marcus here? I didn't have anything against Marcus. I liked Marcus. Marcus used to, I don't know if I said this in other videos, but Marcus used to pick me up after Jonathan had beat me bloody. And then I would call Marcus and he would be the one to pick me up and take me to the hospital. Or pick me up and bring me somewhere. Pick me up and take me to safety. I used to call him all the time to come pick me up because his best friend done did something. And he used to always pick me up. You know, he was there for me at the time. You know. So, I'm trying to think. Oof, shit. I swear, I'm gonna have to edit so much of this out. But I'm gonna have to watch this whole thing and edit all the thinking what's going on. I'm gonna edit so much of this out. That's the one thing I just was getting on my nerve the whole time. When you were in labor, you are, you know, there's a really heightened emotion type of time. And not only had he been drinking, so he smelled like alcohol. It was like making me nauseous. He had smelled like black and mild smoke, and that was making me nauseous. And he also smelled like weed, and he was high also. And I'm just like, the whole time he's like doing a lot of like joking around and making fun of me because I was in a lot of pain. This is crazy. Like, I'm in pain, I'm in labor, and you're just being real immature. But what do I expect? Like, do I expect anything else? I don't. So it's bothering me, but I expected this out of him, you know, because at this time now it's 2013. So it's been over a year since we've been together. And so I don't really expect anything else. So it's time for me to give birth. And his friend is still there. I give birth to our baby, push the baby out. He was very emotional. Of course, he started crying because, like I did tell you, he was adopted. So this is like his first blood. His daughter is his first blood relative he's ever known because he was adopted. And he was adopted by white people. I don't know if that, I think that does affect. He was adopted by great people. His family is great. His family's awesome. But he did express that growing up because he was black and his family's white. He had some issues growing up because people used to make fun of him because of that in like elementary, maybe middle school. I don't really know, but he said some kids used to tease him and call him adopted boy, and that's when he like started fighting in school a lot, because some kids used to make fun of him. So having our daughter was very special to him. He often talked about how special that was to him because he didn't have any other blood relatives, like biologically. Like, this person is biologically a part of me. I can see my eyes in her eyes. I can see, you know what I mean? So, and he is happy now that we're having a girl. I'm going to post some pictures somewhere up here, right here. Expect to see some pictures right here. If I can try to, do that. Yeah, so his friend is in the room while I'm pushing and everything, watches me give birth. We have an old school camcorder where he's recording the birth, which I'm mad that somebody actually stole that camera from me. And my tape was in there. So I actually lost the birth of my daughter hanging around the wrong. I know who stole it too, because I had somebody around me I shouldn't have had around me. And he ended up stealing my camcorder in the birth of my daughter, which he probably threw it away. I never talked to him again after that. But that's beside the point. Birth, we're in the hospital. His friend does leave and goes home because he can't spend the night with us. Only my kid's father could spend the night with us. So I'm in, like, this is like I had just given birth a few hours ago. I mean, this is only a few hours, maybe 6 hours after I give birth. You know, I didn't have a smartphone or nothing like that. Smartphones weren't, I mean, if they were popular, I didn't have one. So I did a lot of journaling. I did a lot of diary writing. I used to love to write in a diary. I used to love to write like my feelings down in like a notebook. I've always had diaries growing up. I still have notebooks. I love notebooks. I don't like, I don't know. There's just something about phones and stuff like that, keeping everything on a phone, that I just don't like. Like, I like having my thoughts down on paper. I still love to write on paper, and have like, maybe not, I don't really write in a diary no more right now, but I do write lists, my goals, stuff like that. Like, you know. So, wow, I just had some weird deja vu from that time. I guess because I'm thinking about everything. So, it's a few hours into us. They take our baby and they take her to the nursery for a few hours so they can give her some shots and stuff like that. And they just told me, go ahead, just rest, mamas, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. It's the middle of the night. So it's like night shift. And, oh, hello, baby. All right, so I had to make me some more coffee. And my daughter had walked in, so I always stop when somebody walks in. But I'm in the bathroom trying to like clean off a little bit. Like, I got the little squeegee thing. And not squeegee, what's it called? The little bottle, the Perry bottle where you squirt to clean off and stuff like that. So I'm in the bathroom trying to cleaning myself, fixing myself up. When I come out the bathroom, he is reading my diary. And immediately I'm like, whoa, buddy, like, that's personal. Like, I know we've been together a year, but like, over a year, but like, boundaries, dude. Like, we still, like, there should be, because it was an old diary that I had a lot of things in the diary from before I met him. I didn't want him reading that. I honestly don't know why I brought that with me. It was just, that was my diary, and I was still writing in that same journal for a few years, but it was like still stuff in there he didn't need to be reading. Maybe I just shouldn't brought it with me. But it was like in my bag that he was going through, maybe looking for something, I don't really know. But he's reading it. And immediately I'm like, oh no, I'm like, give that back to me. So I tried to like take it from him, and I'm snatching it back. Like, this is personal. Like, why are you reading my diary? And I'm like telling him it doesn't even have, like, this is an old diary. So I'm trying to snatch it back. And I do snatch it back, and he snatches it back from me. And I'm like, he like takes me and like slams me on the bed and then on the floor. So mind you, I had just given birth. Me and him are on the floor wrestling for this diary. Cause I'm like, I want this back. And I guess in his mind, he's like thinking I'm hiding something. And I wasn't hiding nothing. I just didn't want him to read my personal stories in there. And maybe I just shouldn't have brought it with me, you know, because he wanted to see what was in there. And I'm literally telling him it's just like old stuff. And we are tussling back and forth. We are all over the floor, over the bed. He's mushing me. He's pushing me around. He's like being so rough with me, slamming me on the floor, slamming me back on the bed. Like, yo, I am bleeding from, I just had a baby. I think at one point he got me in a headlock. I just know it was rough. It was rough. Like, we are slipping and sliding all over the floor. And eventually he yanks the book out my hand. I'm on the floor. And he goes to the bathroom like, nah, give it to me. He goes to the bathroom and reads the whole thing. Like, locks himself in the bathroom, reads the whole thing. Comes out pissed because of what he's seen. And the memory ends there. I don't remember what happened after that. It must not have been nothing that important because I don't remember it. So, yeah, that was the start of things. A few months later, like that was kind of like the start of like things getting like serious, because it's like that was crazy how he did that like that right after I had given birth. Like, something should have told me right there, do not move in with this guy. If you think he's bad now, wait till you move in with each other. It was definitely one of those F around and find out moments for me. Like, a few months go by and we have enough money to move now. Apartments were cheap back then. Our rent was only, we see this apartment listed for $1,100 a month. It's a 1-bedroom, and we have 5 kids together. Not together, we have 1 kid together, but we have 5 kids. I have 5 kids. I am, at this time now, I'm 24 with 5 kids, right? Or am I 23? No, I'm 24. I have 5 kids. I'm about to be 25 at this point though, because my birthday is rolling back around. Because I'm 24. We have like a 1-month-old or 2-month-old. My baby just had turned 1 or 2 months. We find an apartment, and of course our credit isn't good, so we use his dad as a co-signer. His dad co-signs with us. The security deposit is only $500. Oh my God. Like, now when I look at places, the security deposits be like anywhere between $7,000 and $23,000, depending on this. Like, it's a whole nother world now in New Jersey anyway. I don't know how it is across the country, but in New Jersey, yeah. So we get approved for the apartment, and then we move in together, and all hell breaks loose. And I'm going to save part 3 for later tonight or tomorrow.